Hey guys, I am Papagino. I'm here to share an interesting battle from a tournament as usual. Uh, you can see here we had an interesting battle where I used Shang Xiao, the Dragon Summoner over here, and my opponent used Elias Max Brute, EMP, colloquially is how it's known as well, uh, from the Water and Life Splinter. It's a game where we had a 52 mana cap, several splinters open, pretty much all of them except that. And we had a few rule sets, nothing too crazy. We have this one that rewards units being slow generally. Only 4 units, or sorry, yeah, 4 units max. And the most important one is the Born Again effect, which gives rebirth to all units. You can see I've chosen a couple of units here that benefit quite a bit from that. This one, well, I don't know how it interacts honestly with all that in too much detail, but it's a unit that even on its own it is brought back to life when it dies at least one time, so it just keeps coming back. And because of course I give it the poison burst from the summoner, it's even more poison on the enemy team, so that was my thinking there. And then of course also this strong magic attacker from the Water Splinter, Wormborn Shaman. He has void armor, so it's a sort of a synergy with the rebirth effect. It just can stand to take a hit or two after being brought back to life, whereas most units like this Commander's Blade from the opponent, they have some armor, it's true, they are brought back and all, but they just don't last for very long because well, it's very susceptible to magic, and in general I think there were some decent angles in this matchup for both of us to use magic. I was partly is why I chose Rage, very strong unit of course, but because of the Void it resists very well to magic damage. There's not that many units I think currently at the Novice and Bronze level that have Void and are effective against magic like that, so that was part of my thinking as well. I could have maybe played around a little bit more with these two units, flip them around, change up the order a little bit, and also the tactics. The battle tactics from the summoner could have been a little bit different there, but in the end we'll see. This was a very straightforward win, and magic, sadly, it's what keeps people honest at this level. There's not too many counters currently against this sort of, let's say, strategy. Okay, so let's see what happens. Of course, my opponent was going for this melee strategy. It's a very cool strategy with the buff from the summoner, but sadly it didn't work too well for him. Let's see what happens. So you can see I give the poison burst to the Abyssal Elemental in the front, and then to Rage, the legendary unit, in the second position. But I could have also given it to the Warborn Shaman and switch it around instead, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. Definitely not in this case, because as we'll see, it's a very straightforward win. I just keep pummeling the enemy units with magic attacks. This guy comes back to life once, applies poison, and the fact that these guys revive, it's not really too influential or anything, because they all die before they get to even do anything. You can see Yadioni coming back a third time, so by the time we even get to Rage, it's all over already. So very simple and straightforward win. Sadly, magic is often the way to go, and if you're not prepared for that, you're gonna lose most of the time. That's how it is. I think, however, with the addition of this more recent summoner that will be airdropped soon, things might change around a little bit in the meta. There will be some more options for magic counters, and that's interesting. I think that's very inspired design choice that they've made. Definitely helps a little bit. Anyway, this was from the tournament. You see I ended up with a score of 12 and 10, so not the best, but overall I'm happy with my ending score, and I finished in the 36th place, so decent result overall. I think I have some pending battles to submit for the guild brawl, if I'm not mistaken here. Let's see what it says. combat stage. So yeah, I definitely need to submit some battles, and it's only 4. But I think I want to submit them live. Let's see. It's adept level, so not even bronze, just... or no, sorry. Adept is bronze, I think, so we get to use slightly stronger units, and it's of course modern format, so just, you know, Rebellion, Conclave Arcana, and all that. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so in this one, the Banquora, so the green splinter, the earth splinter is open, but there's no Quora. There's also no melee, very significantly no melee units available, and we have Enrage and all that, and magic is not as effective. I'm thinking, and also the mana cap is not very high, huh? So I think in spite of everything, I still wanna go for some magic sort of thing here. Or I could maybe even, let's see, because I don't really have a lot of mana here to spare, you know. I could go for this, or this, one of these two. Some other interesting choices. I don't think I want to pick any of these expensive legendary summoners for 7 mana. I think I'm better off actually... I think I'm gonna keep going for this thing that I've been doing lately with just Shang Xiao, you know? Let a few cheap units die and hope that the poison does some work, and then I just need to think which splinter I want to ally with. I don't really have a lot of mana, so I don't think it makes much of a difference, honestly. What I pick, I think I'll go either with that or with fire. I think that works though. I think there's a magic unit there, gladiator, that doesn't cost too much, and I'm just hovering over this card, Arachne Weaver. I'm reminded it's very effective as well, so maybe there's something there, but I think this unit is good enough. Maybe I don't even need to pick a gladiator unit, but I probably should. And then I think I have access to some of these cards that I'm basically just sending off to the slaughter. And should be fine here. I have 5 or more mana to spend here. Okay, I have for 3 instead. No, actually, I kind of like this better. I can do 3 and 4 to completely use up all my my mana, and of course I don't get to demoralize because we have no melee, but I think this is still a better unit to use compared to perhaps the Noxian Rebel or whatever, or some other of these choices. So I think I'm happy with what I've chosen here. Let's see. I'm not sure the battle will resolve already. Maybe I'm mistaken, but let's see what happens. It always takes a minute to set up the tactics here, but okay, let's see. Oh, I do get a match actually. It's already resolved. Okay, so yeah, this is a card they often use, the Death Ranger. It's just to block off some attacks. It's very mana effective because it costs 4, but it's basically 10 health you have to go through, so it's a nice choice. It doesn't have the Divine Shield for this one, so that's not too scary. And then, okay, the snipe is going on the Dark Arborist and stuff, so it's a very passive approach that he chose. I spent 2 more mana for my summoner, but I'm hoping the effect the poison will do its work. I think this should be a win, but let's see. Of course, these hits going on my gladiator here are not great, but so long as it survives for a little bit, okay, there we go. I get some health back and the poison starts going off and I get 2, oh jeez, but I lose my gladiator now. it's really tricky. It's gonna go down to the fatigue, but I'm pretty much immune to all these attacks because this guy doesn't attack and this only for one. So uh, a little bit risky there, a little bit riskier than what I like to see, but it's a win still. So that's nice. Let's see what the next one. Uh, what happens in the next one here? So I get thorns, but we have the life splinter. So maybe with the Ulund summoner that gives deflect, there's something there. Equalizer, very importantly, as a rule, and then might makes right. So quite restrictive. I'm thinking, are there even some like gladiator cards that have 3 power or more and are like they're not melee? I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any of that sort. And also there's like this problem with like strong magic angles available because of Lorcus with fire and death and also water. Although I'm not sure we can use Foundation Summoners here in the Brawl, I'm not really sure. Don't remember that. But regardless, I'm thinking of a cute little strategy. Let's just pretend for a moment. I could even use Tofu, but I think I wanna use actually this card right here because it gives deflect to all of the units. I'm thinking there's this, this guy right here, or rather a woman, Marisol Contuma, very strong unit at the front, and then I'm not really sure what I could use in front of it. The thing is, when you have Equalizer, you want to pick several units, as many as possible, really, but because of this rule here, might make right, can't really make too good a use of the Equalizer effect, so not sure. Let's see what this looks like. I can still afford one more. And I think this makes sense. I could look around for some more options for a little bit longer, but I think I'm relatively happy with that. Bankai is quite strong, Bank of the Wild, because I get the deflect from the summoner, so maybe I could... no, actually I think this is quite a decent lineup given all these parameters here, so let's just see what happens. Taking a moment here to finish. Okay, but I don't get to watch that one, sadly, but I think I did okay. Let's see, couple more battles to submit. Can dismiss this. Okay, so weaken magic, cripple, and non-neutrals. Nothing too restricting or specific really, but the weak magic is interesting, definitely an interesting one. 28 mana cap, there's definitely a possibility my opponent going with the Tofu, right? Because of life. I'm also thinking because of life and water, armor is gonna be important, so this will be actually a good use case for EMP as a summoner, just because of the weak magic, although the cripple sort of works against the armor also. I think I still want to go for the Shengxiao summoner here, but let's also think about what kind of gladiator card I would like to use if possible. I think the natural choice here for many would be, because of the weak magic, most magic gladiators don't work as effectively necessarily. I'm thinking there's that opportunity guy, or woman rather, from the water splinter. That's always a strong choice. I think it could be interesting to either go for water and dragon. Maybe even dragon and fire. There's also that nice unit from life that gives armor to everyone, but I don't know how valuable that is. It's a tough thing to figure out here. Many different choices. I think I want to go the more solid approach here. Is dragon and water. That's calling to me for some reason. I think I want to focus on some magic still though. So I'm thinking dragon, I'm thinking Sheng Xiao is really what I was hoping to use here. And the gladiator, I was thinking, oh, there's this one as well. Because it's from dragon, right. But it's 7 mana and doesn't have too much health. There's no guarantee that it will do much. It could be strong because of double strike and cripple, but I think this is more solid. And this I really like. With this summoner, we've already seen it once, how strong it is, so no reason to change it up there. And as I've said, I'm looking for some extra magic too, perhaps. I think I would be remiss if I didn't at least use the Shock Trooper. Very dirty card. 4 mana. Doesn't really matter, I guess, with magic. Don't really know what my opponent might choose, but I'm thinking. Well, maybe not. Maybe the Shock Trooper is not the way to go, but I think this elf here definitely belongs in the team here. The cripple doesn't do anything, I think, and I mean, this doesn't really affect it because he has void armor to begin. Oh, jeez! I completely forgot about the timer there, but I think this might even work just like this. I mean, it's not ideal, but let's see if we get a battle or not. Okay, we don't get a battle. I messed up. I lost my train of thought there. I spaced out and forgot about the timer. Jeez. But I think this might actually work anyway. We'll see. Anyway, let's be quicker for the next one. It's been much quicker. There's no Quora. Again. Even Steven. Volley protection. Aimless. Well, I think I would be a fool here not to use tofu. Not really sure just in terms of gladiator what's available there for me that might be interesting. Because the opponent might go tofu as well. If that's the case, doesn't make much sense to go for this one, and pretty much safe against it because I'm tofu myself. Might also go Lorcas, try to, you know, cheese me down with magic a little bit, but because of even Steven, I don't know if he has too many choices there, to be honest. So I think all in all, this is actually a good card to use. Very solid choice. Ajax Lightfoot. I just need to figure out what I want in the front. Remember, we all have the Divine Shield. This is a strong card with Tofu. I'm thinking definitely some passive set of cards at the front. This guy doesn't have snipe, he just attacks the one in the front, so I wanna help him out by attacking in the front too. I think this card should be decent. Do I have the healer? The guy that heals? No, it's because it's 5 mana. Okay, so I don't have the healer. But I think I need to spend. I have 2 more minutes. Okay, keeping an eye on the timer. 2 more minutes. I have 11 mana to spend. So for instance, away would be 6 and 4, right? Let's see what I can do for 6 and 4. I think actually I forgot about the elf strategy. I could try and do that as well, but I think I wanna do this, and then for what is it, 4? Yeah, 4. I get to pick one for 4. I think maybe one of these two, the Mystic or the Kaboomist. I wonder what my opponent will do here. I'm thinking I'll just go in with the Mystic and try to protect my Gladiator here, and I think that should be solid enough. Let's see. Of course, I don't want to use the Divine Shield tactic because I have it to begin with in this particular match, so I'd rather use the Scavenger one, and I think the best target for that is my guy here, Lord Talonor. He's often the recipient of that buff anyway, so I think this looks right. I don't know what to expect from my enemy, but let's see. Okay, we do get one more battle to watch. Let's see. Okay, so I went with Quora. I completely forgot about Quora. I thought it was banned. I think it was just for me, perhaps. Quora was banned for me. Okay, so I completely forgot about that. That's not great. And this card is sort of scary, but there's a lot of melee cards. It's pretty much all melee cards in some ways. The attackers anyway. Of course, there's Quora, but if I can get past that somehow, it's the rest of these guys are gonna die on their own. So I might have some chance here against Quora. Let's see what happens. Thorns. Sadly, she's gonna heal up a bunch and she might get some kills here, huh? But okay, the Harpy steals the kill for Quora there, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty lucky. And I think it's looking okay. Like, I'm doing just damage passively. Nice, very nice. They're all dying. It's just the Quora that's the problem. But she can take up all these guys on her own. This is a nice win. Okay, very nice. I'm very happy with that. Without that went. Let's see. Do I have one more? No. That's all of them. Okay, well, that was it. You saw some funny Guild Brawl battles. There's a couple more that needs resolving still, but I can choose when my opponents submit their team, sadly, so that will be it, and this will be my submission for the social media challenge as usual.